After being a complete flop in the theaters, you would wonder if the Marvels might have actually taught Marvel Studios some kind of lesson. Maybe after seeing all of these shows that they've put out over the year, completely fall off a cliff, if that would have maybe taught them a lesson. Doesn't sound like it. So there's a bunch of rumors about things that have been announced or that are coming very soon or whatever from Daniel RPK. I would say take this with a grain of salt, but given the way that Marvel has operated over the past couple of years, I'd say some of them are likely true. So this is from the Hollywood Handle. Doctor Strange 3 is reportedly in the works. It's funny that they're going to call it Doctor Strange 3 because the star of the movie is on the left. Doctor Strange will probably be a supporting character in his own movie, just like he was in Multiverse of Madness. And why not give his future ex-wife the mantle? Why not? Might as well do it. They did it in the comics, right? So let's just do it again. Even though it happened in the comics for like half a year, they quickly went back to him. It was a funny story because, once again, this was when Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness came out. They killed Doctor Strange and gave his ex-wife, this woman right here, Clea, the title of Doctor Strange. So she was Doctor Strange for a little while. Most importantly, when the movie was out, if you wanted to go read a Doctor Strange comic, wow, I'd really like to see what this character is all about. What's he doing in the comics? You got Clea Strange. Yeah, I think that's her name. I'm just going off the. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan, so I don't know all the ins and outs of his history and supporting characters. But I can tell you what, I would rather see a Doctor Strange 3 movie that focuses on him, not his future ex-wife. But that's not even the worst one. And this is all speculation. I'm just going off what I've seen with her usurping him and becoming Doctor Strange. This, though, if true, is going to be glorious, at least for me, in the channel. SheHulk will get a second season with more than 6 episodes. This one, I believe, is true. I do believe She-Hulk Season 2 is coming. We're for sure going to get that. Can this get any worse? I hope they bring back everybody. Bring back the writer's room, the directors, everyone that had any work on Season 1. Absolutely bring all of them back for Season 2. That'll be a fun time, at least for me. Probably not for Disney and ratings and financial, but for me and probably other YouTubers, it'd be a great time because She-Hulk was a giant piece of shit. That is some of the worst Marvel ever. And it's probably going to get even worse as time goes on because they're really just quadrupling down on a lot of this trash. Viewership data reveals a concerning data point. Only 19% of the Marvel's viewers opening weekend were between the ages of 18 and 24. 13 to 17 accounted for 8%. This is not a good sign for Young Avengers, a movie aimed at that generation. So if you remember at the end of the Marvels, there was a big scene where somebody probably thought they were a clever, genius writer, where they had Kamala Khan go up to Kate Bishop Hawkeye and say, hey, I'm putting a team together, trying to capture that Iron Man scene that kicked off kind of the Avengers stuff in the original MCU movies that were actually really good. Nobody liked that scene. In fact, it was probably one of the most insulting, cringeworthy scenes in the movie. Nobody was excited for it other than 10 or 15 weirdos on Twitter. They were probably very excited about it, but the average person going was not. And the fact that they've kind of lost that young generation is very, very alarming. That's really bad news for them. Because for these movies to continue on for decades, you need that 18 through 24, 13 through 17 to keep going to the movies. You need that new audience to replace the old ones when they age out or die. And you have lost them. You've lost them in comics. You've lost them in movies, everything. And these brands aren't going to have the same kind of staying power that they had 2 decades ago. It's just not going to happen. Losing this audience is bad news for Marvel and for Disney. This isn't just a Marvel problem. This is a Disney problem. All throughout the company, you're seeing it. The younger people aren't tuning in for these anymore, and they thought that this bullshit was going to be appealing to them. Well, who is crunching numbers over there at Marvel? Alarming. The Marvel statistic sets up a huge problem for the Avengers replacement. The MCU has enjoyed a decade and a half of financial success, but its struggle to reach one demographic may spell trouble for an upcoming film. You think so? I would say also the fact that nobody wants that fucking movie. That is probably a problem. Once again, all the teams out there in the history of Marvel, and we're going to get the Young Avengers. A bunch of characters that are just basically replacements for originals. Nobody wants that. It's going to be hilarious, and they're going to move forward with this movie. I guarantee you. They're already too far into it. All these shows are going to be disasters. She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, like all of this. They're doing a Miss Marvel season 2 as well, by the way. At least that's what I was hearing. That show nobody's going to watch. It's sad, really. And you think about what this brand was and how far it's fallen. And it's all self-inflicted. There was no, if you would have kept the quality of the movies, before Endgame, and just kept that kind of quality and good storytelling going, you could have rode this train for another 20 years, I think. I think it could have kept going. But instead, you just ripped it down immediately after Endgame. And you're paying for it. You're paying for it. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is struggling to attract younger audiences, as seen in data for the historically bad opening weekend of the Marvels. The Young Avengers team, which targets younger viewers, may face challenges if younger viewers aren't showing up to cinemas. It's unclear whether the issue lies with the MCU itself or with a decline in cinema attendance among Gen Z. But project quality and a return to the interconnected narrative of the Infinity Saga may help increase viewership overall. Doubt it. Gen Z isn't into Marvel. They're not really into cinema as much either. Probably because for the past 10 years, you've put out nothing but dog shit in Hollywood. Why would they go to the theaters? They don't have the memories that other people have of glorious movies and good times and cultural impact that a lot of these movies have made. And I'm not just talking about Marvel. I'm talking about Hollywood in general. They don't have that. Why would they cherish going to the movies if they don't have any great memories of going to the movies? It's just a fact. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Marvel's done? I think so. I think you're going to see them fizzle out over the next 10 years. And maybe they'll try to reboot. That would be smart. And reboot with actually talented people that can actually craft a Marvel universe instead of a progressive universe. That would help. Let me know what you think about all that in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed to that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.